Welcome to the Mortgage Podcast, where we give tactics, strategies, and inspiration to get you to 10 plus loans per month. We talk a lot about how to make a ton of money in mortgage while also being happy and thriving in your personal life. If you want to be a mortgage millionaire, you're in the right place. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mortgage Podcast with Todd Scrima. And today we're talking about a strategic idea and some specifics on how to get more time. How do we get more time? By the way, if you haven't listened to Dan Martell's book, How to Buy Back Your Time, probably for sure top 3 business book I've ever read. It's really well done because he talks all about this and he gets very specific. And there's nothing in that book either that I don't do or I'm not learning. It's that good. It's so good. So this is kind of about that subject. If you really look about buying back your time, it's about how do you spend more time doing the 1 or 2 business things that make you the most money. As a loan officer, you make most of your money when you take a loan application and or you are meeting with a new or existing person that could send you referrals, such as a realtor, builder, financial planner, someone like that. That's when you make money. So how can we get rid of everything else? That's the extreme idea. So last Saturday, my house is on a little over an acre in the middle of Sacramento. So I've got, it's a lot of gardening. It's a lot. So my gardener comes with him and his 3 people every single Saturday and every single Wednesday, and they go to town on my lawn and they trim the trees and they blow all the stuff away and they haul away the grass. And there's 4 guys there twice a week for about an hour, at least an hour apiece. So it's about 8, like if I were to do that myself, it would take me at least 8 hours a week. So by hiring him, I can spend that 8 hours playing golf. I can spend that 8 hours watching my daughter at a horse show. I could spend that 8 hours on a romantic day with my girlfriend. I could spend that 8 hours working on business and making something great, like making more money. So that is more what I call a done for you model. And it's getting ready to be super popular. It's getting popular and I want you to pay attention to it. So give you another example that's in the future. I was talking to some friends. I just happened to ask them, when do you think home robots will be in your home? And they're like, 20 years from now. Another person said 30 years. Another person said 15 years. I said, try 3 years. And they're like, you're crazy. So I pulled up some social media. I said, Elon Musk is coming out with robots in your home in 3 years that he estimates will cost $30,000. They will pick up the kids. They will do your grocery shopping. They will do your laundry. They will make your bed. They will make your meals. They'll clean the house. So a home robot is going to be super popular. Whether it's in 3 years or 7 years, I don't care about that. The ripple effect of that is going to be huge. No more babysitters. Maybe no more lawn guys. Maybe no more housekeepers. Right? And I say no more, I mean, there obviously will be some, but the robots will take a lot of that out of people. We will spend $30,000 on it because we already spend $30,000 on those services now. And I'm not saying everyone's going to buy a robot. I'm saying it'll be a process, but white collar workers, good income earners to rich people, they're definitely going to all have them. And it's also a status symbol. It'll become a status symbol, no different than $1,000 iPhone is a status symbol, or what, less now because everyone has them, but the first 10 years, this definitely was a status symbol. So that whole idea of done for you model is a couple more examples. Think of property managers. My buddy's a property manager. He manages 4,000 homes, 4,000, collects the payments, deals with the repairs, has contractors, deals with the lawsuits. Like he just done for you. If I got a rental, I don't want to do all that stuff. I would have to have, 10, 20 rentals before I could hire someone full-time to do all that stuff. Otherwise, it's me. So that's a done for you model, okay? Any kind of managed services. You see, IT is this way right now. So we have an IT company that helps oversee our data breaches, and they're always on call. They're always watching. They got people all over the world like, hey, did someone get into this company? Oh, let's send the alarm bells. Let's look into it right away. We work in unison with them, but they're IT security, and they're better at it than us. They have specialized people that know more than us. They have better software than us.
And so we pay them a bunch of money every year to help us be safe. That's a done for you model. Okay. Let me try and share. This is just an example in mortgage that I think will make sense. You guys know that I do. For those of you that can't see my screen because you're driving or you're not on YouTube, I'm showing a screen that talks about the Jolt process that we do within my mortgage company. And people love it. They're like, dude, this is unbelievable. The problems that Jolt solves for the loan officer is we get your new accounts. We get you so many meetings with new accounts that you're going to close some of them. It gets rid of call reluctance. Call reluctance is perhaps the biggest fear in mortgage. We just take it away because we do all your calls for you. Lack of mass marketing. I know that you want to send, 3,000 emails a week to realtors, but you don't. 99% of people don't. So we do it for you. Fine tuning your sales skills. So the coaching process of sales. People always love that. We know that we've got to get better at sales, and that leads to more income. So we work on that. And it solves the problem of sales confidence. People say, how does it solve the problem of sales confidence? And let me share it to you this way. I was talking to one of my clients, interviewing her on a podcast about a week ago. And I said, this particular client went from closing 4 loans a month to averaging 9 in 6 months. Last month, she closed 11. This month, she's closing 13. Both of those are records. She's never closed that many loans in her life. And I was talking to her and I said, why are you doing so well? And she said, Todd, I come in on Monday. I've got 5 appointments with new realtors that are all top producers I never met with. I got 2 meetings with investors that own 40 homes each. And I got a meeting with a financial planner that has 400 clients that I've never met. Plus, I've got 3 loan apps. I've got 3 other meetings that I've scheduled myself. And so when I look at my week on Mondays and I've got 15 to 25 meetings that are between loan apps and new accounts and existing accounts, I just feel confident. And I said, well, you should. So that's the feeling of confidence. If you take this to the dating world, I've talked to people and they'll be like, well, I really want to find a boyfriend or girlfriend, but I'm afraid to date. I'm like, okay, well, let me ask you a question. I said, if you had 2 dates a week and they were people that are, kind of fit your criteria, if you will, they actually have a job, they don't take drugs, like, whatever your criteria is, and you went on 2 dates a week, would that make you more confident? And they always say yes. So you just got to figure out how to do that. Well, for a loan officer, you don't have time to do all the mass marketing, 4 hours of calls a day. You don't have time. And we have a lot of call reluctance. So that's a done for you model. It's the way of the future. We've been doing it a long time, but people have figured out, the smart people, that, that makes sense. I can pay a little bit of money and get these huge results, and it saves me 16 hours a week. I'm in. You're going to see this. Obviously, AI is doing this. The home robot example, the gardening example we've been doing for years, the house cleaning example we've been doing for years. The transition is we're learning how to do this in business. It's been around a while, but it's almost like no one really thought of it. Like if you're a loan officer, why would you want to make 4 hours of cold calls a day? I'd just have someone do it for me. I was in the business for 6 months and I hired a full-time person, just made cold calls for me. Why would I want to make those calls? I'm willing to pay you to make the calls. You're going to get about as many appointments as I am, believe it or not. You just will, okay? So this whole idea of done for you modeling, it is the wave of the future. And when you go out 5 or 10 years from now, we're going to become more and more specialized. No different in the loan business. You're going to get more and more specialized. I did another podcast that was about what our business looks like, 5, 10 years from now. It's significantly different because so many things will be done for you. And that's that. I just wanted to do this so that you could realize or be more aware of what are some of the changes out there? What's really going on? And if you're like me, I would tell you about 4 years ago, I felt very overwhelmed. Matter of fact, I had a call with Robin Lavasser, who's our EVP of sales. I called her one night and I was just like, where is all this going? And she's all, I don't know, but it's your job to figure it out. You're the strategy guy. And so I went on a mission. I started reading books about it. Instead of being fearful, I just started diving in. I remember I went to Alex Hormozi's event, small event, paid a lot of money just to spend 2 days with him. I hired some additional coaches. I got really into podcasts that talked about strategy. What all that taught me is I went from frozen fear to excitement. And the excitement comes with confidence of understanding the general direction on where things are going. It's never perfect. You never get it fully right. But if you understand that the things that are at play, we can make better business decisions, make more money, and have less fear. And that is my goal with doing this. So this whole idea of how do I get more stuff done and how do I be more effective with my time, my prediction is most of that is going to come from more outsourcing. That in and of itself is a big subject. I'm just cracking the lid open, but it's a big one. And I want you to pay attention to it. Okay. If this helped you, I would love for you to forward this to one other loan officer or realtor that is like, oh, okay, these are some new ideas. These are things that of what's coming at us over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and it'll help them. They'll see if you send it to a realtor, they're going to see it as a benefit. I am a lender coach today, but I've coached thousands of realtors over the last 24 years. So I think that they will get it because our two industries are interwoven and they're very similar. Okay. Or send it to another loan officer, right? So that we can start to think about these things and open our brains. Okay. I hope it helps. I hope it helps you make more money. I hope it helps get you to 10 plus loans a month. That's my mission. Have a beautiful day. Appreciate you listening.